Yo, yo, yo. Who we got here?
Oh, man, we got the man, yo.
The man?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, shit, where the man from?
Louisville, Kentucky, man.
Yeah, which part of Louisville?
The West End, Southwood, Home, Little Africa.
Little Africa, West End, Best End?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
shit. You want to give us a rundown about your life?
Shit, my life is a beautiful thing, man. I was moving to Southwood when I was 8 years old, man. Did a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, ripping and running for the OGs under candy truck and shit of that nature, you know. And, you know, it's a young nigga, man, 8 years old, making $40, $50, $60 a day. You know what I'm saying? Some young niggas didn't understand that, though. You know what I'm saying? How old niggas took a likeness to a motherfucker, you know. So, it is what it is, man. I was just one of the chosen ones when I was coming out the projects, you know what I mean? I never came in second in nothing I played in, period, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing but basketball, but that was my shit, you know, you know what I'm saying? But girls, and, you know, I grew up to being the man that I am right now today.
Well, what about your household? Was mother and father there?
No, my mother was my father and my mother.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Single mother. What about any siblings?
Yeah, my brothers and sisters. My mother took care of 9 kids. One of them died. She had 10. Had a little sister died in between me and my little brother. She passed, so she took care of 9 kids. You know what I'm saying? 6 boys and 3 girls. Plus my older sister's son. You know what I'm saying? She took care of him too. My older sister, niece, was the first 2 nieces and nephews in the world. Yes.
So coming up, what schools did you go to?
I went to elementary school. I went to Kennedy Elementary School. I went to Fairdale Middle School, and I graduated from PIP High School.
Okay. What was your entry to the streets? About how old was you? What was your experience and led you to the streets?
What was my experience?
What led you to the streets?
Because I think what led me to the streets was the fast money. And I see things that I can do and have on my own, instead of waiting for my mom to go to work every day and gotta wait till Friday to get this. She gotta build the money up to go get it, you know what I mean? Or shit of that nature. I always had the money to just go get the things that I want. Period. I don't care what it was.
So what age was it? Did you say you entered into the streets doing anything?
Right, as far as me, I was in the streets, man. 13, 14 years old. Had my first baby when I was 14, 15 years old, man.
What is it that you was doing? Was you robbing, stealing, killing, hustling?
You know, I was hustling. No robbing, no killing, none of that shit. I hustled. I started with a dime bag of weed, man, and ran it all the way up to, man, I was selling 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds of reefer every day.
A day?
Every day. Damn near at least 20 pounds of reefer every day.
The man, huh?
Yeah, north, south, east, and west of the world. I done been around some exclusive people. You know what I'm saying? They fly me to certain places, New York and you know, Cali, San Diego, and shit of that nature. You know what I mean?
How was your lifestyle during this time? Like, what was you doing? What kind of car was you driving?
I had a car, but I couldn't drive, bruh.
Oh yeah.
I had a car, man. I couldn't drive. A '72 Granada. Money green. I couldn't drive because my partner got tired of coming to get me out Newburgh and shit. When my horse put me out of the house, I always call him. He say, "Where you at, shitty?" I say, "I'm in the Thorntons." He said, "Well, don't move." He come and pick me up 3, 4, 5. He don't care what time of morning it is or nothing. He would come and get me. That was me and him was the tightest. It was me right and left man. He was left, he was right. I was left, I was right. It don't matter. You know what I mean? There wasn't nothing that a young nigga like me didn't have coming up. Mopeds, cars and shit, you know what I'm saying? All kind of, you know, I done had all that shit. The best of women, the best of the toys for Christmas, birthdays. So right now today, I take the bitter with the sweet till it gets better. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't do stupid shit, you know what I mean? I don't rob and kill or none of that shit. I'm an easygoing person till a motherfucker get in my way, and then, you know, other shit happens. You know what I mean?
So run us back to the penitentiary. You said you got.
I went to penitentiary in the end of the '80s to like the 2000s.
And what did you get arrested for?
I got arrested for marijuana, and they want me to turn in my connect.
Yeah.
So I got 72 months out of that. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? I did my time, you know what I'm saying, to come up out of that motherfucker, so, and I ain't been back since, so, you know what I'm saying, I just smooth operator, you know what I'm saying? So
okay, so once you got out, what about your time in Beach Terrace? Like, what you hustling, like, when you got out?
Yeah, I hustled and I got high in Beach Terrace.
Yeah,
But I was more hustling. But I really didn't have to do too much of shit, nothing in Beach Terrace, for the simple fact was, cause my people had everything that a nigga want. I don't care what kind of drug of what it was. You know what I mean? My folks had anything a motherfucker want. So therefore I didn't really do too much of nothing, but I got high most of the time in Beach Terrace and was turned down the women and shit down in Beach Terrace and shit of that nature, you know what I'm saying? You know. And,
what? And you said they was trying to lock you back up once.
They used to try to harass me. They harassed me enough, you know what I'm saying? But you know, so I ended up getting me a lawyer and shit, man, backing them up off for me, man, because I was doing good. I was working and type of shit though, but I was working at Wendy's, but getting high and doing shit, you know what I'm saying? But it really wasn't no heavy metal, no focus on no real heavy shit. I was just doing me then. You know, so, you know, all the way up to right now today, you know what I mean? You know, stay the same way I look now, the same way I looked when I was young, nigga. Stay clean, sharp, everybody love me, want to be with me, want to be in my company, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of things, you know, but, you know, had older women in my life, you know what I'm saying, you know. A young motherfucker, young niggas couldn't, you know, handle a nigga like of my nature because I come up under the old niggas. Henry Lee, Ronnie Spence, Eddie Rice, Rob B, J.R., Hands, Danny Boy, the Dansby Twins, you know what I'm saying, the Brookses, you know what I'm talking about, the Fords, you know what I'm saying.
Give us a famous story about one of those guys.
Well, shit, which one you want? The Ronnie Spence. He the one who got me the smoking reefer when I was coming up the pilot. He said, Nordy, if you want to smoke with us today, you have to roll your own weed, bruh. So I had to learn how to roll to smoke. So I did that, you know what I'm saying? I was a little young. I was a favorite young nigga out of all of them coming up. Always had the best of things. Me and my brothers and my sisters, we always had the best. The 10 speeds, the bikes, you know what I'm saying? The clothes, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, all kind of crazy shit. When I was going to school, niggas used to wait till I get off the school bus, wait for me to get off the school bus with the weed every day. Till one of my partners, Todd Chandler, used to pick me up off the bus stop every day. And, you know, we go do our thugs, you know what I'm saying, and go to school and shit, you know, of that nature, you know. I feel high school, though, in the 9th grade for watching out at Western High School, for watching out for them niggas while they shoot dice and shit like that. So I had to transfer from Western to PIP to graduate. So that's what I did, but, you know, and, you know, it went on and on, you know, we all grew up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? The older guys with boosters would come through her with a, with clothes, or whatever. The OGs would always get me a pair of shoes, or, no, Nordy, you like it? If I say, yeah, give it to him. You want that, Nordy? Yeah, get that. Yeah, you know, all that, you know.
You said you graduated from PIP High School?
Yes, sir.
When you graduated,
I went straight to California.
And you was dealing with the weed?
In California, no, I wasn't doing nothing when I graduated off the stage. Right off the stage of 1982, 81, 82 years, my sister and my brother-in-law took me to California. And I stayed there in California for maybe a couple years, you know, then I come back, you know what I'm saying, but I come back and then I get back in Danny Boy's wings and start selling my weed and shit, you know what I mean, again. So then it rise to the surface, you know what I'm saying, you know, and you know, simple shit. And that's how it was for me. right now today, I don't have a problem with nobody for real. Everybody likes me in some kind of way. You'll have more likes than you will dislikes as far as me, the public, you know what I'm saying, period, in my life, man, you know.
And you said they gave you 72 months penitentiary?
Yes, sir. Marion County.
What's some of the craziest stuff? When you first got there, what was your experience like?
Oh, my God, I was scared to death.
Yeah.
On my mama, nigga, when they got me off that bus, chained up like a motherfucking monkey, nigga, and all these niggas is lined up at the gate, looking at niggas coming off the bus, you know what I mean? So I knew 80% of the penitentiary anyway when I got there.
Right.
You know, them niggas would say, well, damn, man, what did Nordy do? I said, man, I just wasn't out there like y'all. I was smooth. I was gun happy. I was beating niggas with guns and kicking niggas in the dirt. Nigga, I can talk to a nigga with some sense and get what I need them the motherfucker to do for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, my family, you know what I'm saying? I took care of my family, my kids and everything, you know what I'm saying? My kids didn't want for shit.
What was going on down there, though? Like when you, as your first...
All kind of shit.
You remember your first day?
Yeah, I remember my first day. They took me in there, man, they sprayed me down with a fucking water hose. Yeah.
And then what?
Then they gave me my shit, my clothes to put on, what I was going to be in, and took me to my cell. And then it took off from there. I met one of my partners was down there, Binky, and AZ was down there. You know, they kind of like put me under their wings, you know what I'm saying? They told me, don't worry about nothing, Nord, I got you. When I got to my cell, I already had a bag full of hygienes and food and everything in my room, you know what I'm saying? Binky, I already took care of him and AZ, right? So Binky, I said, Binky, man, I don't like this, man. You know, so back then, you could have escaped from Marion County up the highway, that motherfucker pick you up or whatever. That went through my mind. You know what I mean? That went through my mind. Binky said, no, nigga, you're not about to do none of that crazy shit. This is what you're going to do. You're going to get your program. You're going to get your pattern down every day of what you're going to do. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Telling us about penitentiary. What was what's one of the craziest things that you witnessed down there?
Oh my God! One of the craziest things is when I seen this nigga get stuck with a screwdriver, and I seen a nigga getting his back tore out in the bathroom. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you know, it wasn't like you really would think it was when you really first. When you're thinking about what's going on, what's going to happen, how it's going to be, where it's going to be at, when you first get in there, like people say a nigga going to do this, a nigga going to try this, a nigga going to try it. I didn't have no problem with anybody in the penitentiary, period, the whole 72 months I was in there. No, I take that back. I went to the hole for a nigga said something about my mother, you know what I'm saying, and I had to go to the hole for that. You know, I did like 4 months in the hole for that. Crushing that nigga's head almost with a shoe. You feel me? But other than that, you know, the penitentiary was cool. I had everything I needed in the penitentiary.
Yeah, as far as what do you mean?
As far as my hygienes, everything I had. I never missed commissary. You know what I'm saying? I had the tennis shoes, the t-shirts, everything, long johns, everything a nigga needed. I had my girls, my daughters, my 2 daughters would send me $100 every other Wednesday. Each one of them take turns. 100 this Wednesday, the next Wednesday the other one do it. And then, you know, on and on and on. So I got out of that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know, so I was taken care of. I didn't have to ask nobody for anything. You know what I'm saying? They would always ask me for shit. You know what I mean? But that's beside the point though, because I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit though. I would give it away any motherfucker. Like, you know, but after that, man, you know, I just been smooth. I just go and with the flow and do what God had me to do, and I'm just like I am right now today. You know, I don't take no prisoners. I don't do crazy shit. I don't fuck around. I don't do no, you know, I don't fuck with people like that. I don't harm people. I don't disrespect. I don't do none of that crazy shit. And everything today, still in my life as we speak. You know what I'm saying? I still have people of your caliber that understands my program, understands me as a man, as a respect. That's all I ask of anybody in the world for me. You don't owe me shit but respect. And that's all I owe anybody. is respect.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I leave it. I leave it right there, you know? Bottom line, you know what I'm saying?
That's where we're gonna leave it at then. Until next time.
Yes.